Trading days, December 27th, 2014. This is a weekly chart of the S&P 500, and there's a couple of items on here. Number one is this light blue circle. That is January the 11th, and it is the heliocentric trine between Jupiter and Uranus. People who know a little bit about astrology think Jupiter, think trines, think very, very good things, positive events, and that's partially true. This is the waxing trine, the trine that happens after the conjunction. This red dot happens to be the conjunction. So let's just scroll back. This one hasn't hit yet, so let's just scroll back here and find some other Jupiter, heliocentric Jupiter-Uranus trines. So here's one here. It's after the conjunction. That's the waning trine. So it kind of rose up into it and fell off. Certainly tradable. Not too big a move. Let's go back a little further. And here's the next one, and this is the waxing trine, and we'll see we've got a bigger move here. Kind of peaked on the waxing trine date, and then a very sharp move down. I think that was about 8%, if I remember correctly. If I just move back, this one I want to get to. Okay, this is the waning trine, just virtually nothing happened. Let's go back a little further. And here we are, the one I wanted to get to. This is the October 87 crash. And there's the heliocentric trine between Jupiter and Uranus. So the point I'm trying to make here is the waxing trine very often and almost always correlates to a move down. This is a weekly chart, so we've got to give this plus or minus a few weeks, but it's not positive. The waning trine gives us some small moves, but this is the waxing trine, and that's the one that's coming up on January the 11th. That could be a Sunday, or that is a Sunday. The actual effect of the trine could happen a couple of weeks before, a couple of weeks after. We may want to look at the week of the 19th as I look at the other aspects, but that's the more important thing I wanted to show you. One other thing on this, let me just move back to the end. Okay, this is one I've been experimenting with, and I'm really draw your attention to these blue lines, which are seem to be going up the page at a fairly steady rate. And what they represent is the midpoint of the slower moving planets. I've included Mars in this grouping. It's over 2 years, but the planets I put in here are Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Pluto. The system then calculates the midpoint for all those planets. People think of midpoints. There's a whole separate study, cosmobiology, that you're looking at the midpoints of 2 planets. A very important point. This is the midpoint of Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. What it does then, it converts that point, which is in longitude, and it converts it to price in exactly the same way as those charts on price lines that I've shown periodically. The dark blue lines are where it's exact, and the lighter blue lines are 90 degrees. I've got this set for 90 degrees, so that's 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, and then you're back to 0 again. Now, if we look at this, I'll just start over this side. We got really good support here as the whole market moved down. This is a weekly chart of the S&P. That moved up, kind of hung around the 180 mark, moved up 90 degrees, hung around there. Let's find one where it breaks through. It came up and tested this zero line or main line of the this group of planets, midpoint of the group of planets. It went right through this main line, got up to 90 degrees, fell back. Moved up again through the 90, got to the 180, fell back. Fell back right to the main line. Moved up again, got to 180, fell through, couldn't make it, got to this one and fell right through. If you look at this chart, I'm not going to show everyone, this one came up to the 180, you'll see that these lines are either good resistance or good support for the whole market. In this case, the S&P, but I did the same thing on the Dow chart. It's very interesting. Let me just make this a little bigger again. So we can see here, we're almost up at the 90-degree mark or level now, and that's at 2111, say, or 2112. So I'll now be looking. I just started using this as a tool. It needs some time with it, but I'll start looking around 2111, 2112 to see if this might top out. If it started moving down, I'd look at the 2025 level as the first level of support. I use other things, Fibonacci retracements, etc., etc. I just wanted to bring that to your attention on the chart. The main thing is the heliocentric Jupiter trine Uranus. And again, that's going to be exact on January the 11th, but you got to give it a wide berth. Thank you very much.